Yanks to the Steelers now. They ended on top in a back-and-forth affair against the Jets on Sunday. Both quarterbacks look comfortable on their new teams. Aaron Rodgers threw 4 touchdowns. Justin Fields threw 1, ran in 2. In the end, it was a 60-yard field goal that clinched it, 34-32 win for Pittsburgh. Despite the loss, Justin Fields not too impressed with the Steelers' defense.
I'm just calling it what it is. They acquired all these guys in the offseason. Future Hall of Famers on that side of the ball, and we put up 32. And there were still plays that were left out there. So, like I said, all we got to do is keep building, keep getting better, and we'll be good.
Full squads here, squad goals. Swaggo, are you buying the Steelers as a dangerous threat in the AFC?
Yeah, I am. I think this playoff team, look, Aaron Rodgers played solid. Everybody want to go crazy about the 4 touchdowns. There's a lot of left to be desired with that offense, but they were explosive. And if you can just give this team 24 points a game, I think giving up 40 to Justin Fields, or almost 40, is an anomaly for the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. I think they are going to continuously get better, and this team has always made the playoffs without competent offense for the most part. So I think it's a team you got to pay attention to if they get into the playoffs, and if Aaron can play at a level high enough in order to put points on the board.
So I'm just the opposite. I believe Aaron's going to be fine. I think Aaron's going to have one of the better seasons in the back half of his career, because I think he was a perfect match for this football team anyway. Like, he was made for Mike Tomlin and Arthur Smith. Just play the game. Let us help you out with the play-action pass game. You saw how the play-action pass game was hitting in this game. They couldn't stop it. And that is what Arthur Smith does when he's at his best. I want to see Pittsburgh's defense prove that this isn't an anomaly, that this isn't a defense that is kind of trending the wrong direction, that Mike can get it corrected. If they do, look, I'm in. I was in on this transaction from the beginning, but I was kind of alarmed at how, let's just say, weak the defense looked in this football game. I was alarmed. And that's not to take anything away from the way Justin looked. Justin looked fantastic. I think he has leveled up. He has found the right spot now. But Pittsburgh, defense, you got to show up. Aaron's going to show some things to some people this year.
I agree with everything Lewis said. But I do think the defense will play better. I mean, I'm going to give him a little break. Watt, hey, I'm going to give him a little break. You know, obviously the kid was a hold-in, so he didn't play a lot. We all know how good Watt is. Ramsey's sitting there, and he made a big play at the end of the game too, jarring Wilson for the first down. I think that, in fact, that the Pittsburgh is very dangerous. Remember one other thing: they play Seattle at home this week, and then at New England. They could be 3-0.
3-0, yeah.
And if he gets a little mojo, Aaron, and he played, and I disagree with you on one thing. I thought he played great on Sunday afternoon. Flipping the ball the way he flipped it with no running game and no offensive line.
Zero.
I think Pittsburgh could be very, very dangerous in the AFC.
Well, this Seattle.
They could be very dangerous, but they could be very dangerous. But here's a big reason why. 70% of Aaron Rodgers' passing yards came after the catch. Average depth of target sat at only about 5.9 yards. So you just dipping and dunking to some degree. So we understand that. The difference is that in the past, the Steelers was averaging, like they ranked like 24th in yards after a catch. Obviously, that improved vastly. They had their second best numbers in that category over their last 22 games. So I'm looking at that, and I'm seeing the combination of Arthur Smith with Aaron Rodgers, them feeling themselves a little bit. But I do have trepidation about that defense. I'm inclined to believe it's going to get better because these are the Steelers that we're talking about here. But in the same breath, to allow the Jets to move the ball the way that they did, that had better be an aberration, because if it's not, we're not going to be worried about the Steelers much anyway. And I also got to pay attention to the injuries. Porter in the secondary getting hurt, that didn't help matters either.
Throughout the season. Then the last one, and I will avert my eyes, Aaron Rodgers threw 4 touchdowns and no picks in his revenge game against the Jets.
Revenge!
Just all of a sudden people are saying, oh, that looked like the old MVP Rodgers. Is that real or is that a false start?
That is a false start. He got sacked 4 times. He got pressured 10 times. And the Jets helped him a bit. I'm not taking anything away. He made the plays, and the Steelers made the plays. But the reality is, if coaches look at that film, they're going to go, my corner's not going to be at 3 yards off in the middle and get run by. Like, we're not going to do some of those things. So the Jets helped a little bit by being overly aggressive, in my opinion. I don't think teams will give that. I think teams could put pressure on him unless their offensive line gets.
They keep hearing that, but no one knows Aaron Rodgers Rodgers better than the Jets did. He had been there the last 2 years. Why would they have been playing directly into his hands?
Well, Aaron Glenn is an aggressive play caller on defense, and he's going to blitz you no matter what, right? That's his calling card. So he trusted what happened. They'll get better on the back end of that Jets defense as well.
Wait for me over here.
All
I
right,
feel
perfect.
like there is a hesitancy on the part of people to say what I think I saw the other day, which is Aaron Rodgers looked reborn. He looked like exactly what I was afraid he was going to be, which is all of a sudden he's on a competent team with competent coaching, and he looks like he can still play. And what am I missing?
No, I mean, I think that if you are looking for like around average quarterback play, I think you got that from Aaron Rodgers. I think the selling
Average? He threw 4 touchdowns and no interceptions. Is that average?
You got to watch the touchdowns. Like, there's nothing in those touchdowns that makes me think, oh, this is MVP Aaron Rodgers. I don't mean this as a slight, but I think that this is not a sustainable way for the Steelers to win. The reason why I and other people had faith in the Steelers is we thought that they would play great defense and ask Aaron Rodgers to make a couple plays here and there. He got hit entirely too much. And you saw he was a little panicky in the pocket once that started happening, which is fair. He was hitting the Jets in the face mask with footballs. Like, this game was not the MVP level Rodgers that I think that we are selling it as because he had 4 touchdowns and 0 interceptions.
Look, I think some of the things that we expected to happen in this game didn't. That was that the Steelers would play good, sound, fundamental defense, not be, giving up plus 20-yard explosives at the rate that they were. I think they'll get that corrected. I think we thought Pittsburgh would run the football a little bit better than they did. I think they'll get that corrected too, because that's what Arthur Smith is. The thing we didn't expect, that people are having a hard time grappling with, is the fact that the play action passing game, Arthur Smith's play calling, all were like on it. They were on it the entire game. And people were going, remember, people wanted to run Arthur Smith out of Pittsburgh. They didn't think he was a good offensive coordinator. No one wanted Pittsburgh to sign Aaron Rodgers. A lot of Pittsburgh fans didn't want Pittsburgh to sign Aaron Rodgers. But he delivered relative to what they had to offer yesterday. So look, I think it is sustainable. You can't get him hit the way they got him hit. You better average more than 3 yards a carry, and the defense better not give up explosives like that. But I think Aaron's here to stay as far as his performance is concerned.
I think this can go one of 2 ways this season. You've got the 2021 Rams where it was like, let's get Odell, let's get Von Miller, let's bring in Stafford, and they go away and they're just on the rise. Or it could be the 2004 Lakers with Steve Nash and Dwight Howard, and you're like, we put all the pieces together on paper, we're good, right? And then it's like, this team, Jalen Ramsey played great.
Yeah.
DK Metcalf played great. Jonnu Smith showed up. All of the new acquisitions, in addition to Rodgers, all played great. It's 1 week. It's a 17-week season. None of these guys are exactly young and fresh legs.
Born again is a bit much.
Well, I mean,
I'd just say.
I understand that. What I'm saying is that was a performance that we did not see in either of the last. Well, they didn't really only had 1 season with the Jets. At no point did it look like that last year. It didn't really look like that his final year. I mean, the numbers are what the numbers are. He completed 73% of his passes for 4 touchdowns and no picks. You've got the Jets this week, right, against the Bills. Have you had a chance to hear from them yet on what they thought of what Rodgers did?
Let me tell you right now, Aaron Glenn does not want to talk about Rodgers anymore. He's over that. No, I think, with Aaron Rodgers, I think he got a tickle out of playing the way he did. I think the question of whether it's sustainable, you said yes, it's sustainable as long as he doesn't get hit that much, as long as the defense does all those things, as long as And so the question is how they played. It was not sustainable. They have to be better.
I think that's the point I was trying to make also. It's like, I think this team can be good, but they're not going to continue to win if the games look like that particular one.
Yeah. Perhaps not. All I'll say is you watch the Steelers play. Since Ben Roethlisberger was at his peak, the offense has never looked like that. Not once.
Let's just put it this way. Aaron Rodgers isn't washed up and done.
No.
He has plenty left.
Yes.
That's obvious.
All right, next stop is Baltimore. And
a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down. He'll try and get there on the ground. And that's not going to work. The defense comes up with a 4th down, 4th quarter stand, and forces a turnover on downs.
So the offense finds themselves in a tough situation. They're down by 2 scores late in this game. They know this is a prime opportunity. They need to play for a touchdown. And instead, the defense makes a huge stand, and they got a chance now to close this game out.
On the ground to start the drive with Pacheco. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. Once again, it's Pacheco. And he'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5, and here comes third down. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. Oh, in trouble. Down he goes.
A 6-yard loss. It's 4th down.
Two minutes remain in the fourth quarter. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. On 4th down, on is the Chiefs' new punter for 2024, Matt Ariza. Ronnie Bell is back deep to return it. This is taken at the 25. Oh, how about the coverage there? Met and dropped before he can get a return going. This is 1st and 10. They'll motion over Samuel. They'll drop to throw. Caught. This is Ayuk. Here's 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Purdy. Looking middle there, but it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Christian McCaffrey out of the backfield. 3rd down coming up. Out of the gun, it's Purdy. Has his man, it's Samuel. And he's into the end zone yet again. Deebo Samuel. Touchdown, San Francisco. Make it 4 touchdowns for him on the afternoon. So that one, his 4th touchdown catch of the game. That is one behind the single-game NFL record. And he will get in for the 2. They open up the bag of tricks on the goal line and add a pair of points.
Nothing fancy here. This was old-school throwback smash-mouth football, and they're able to pick up the 2-point play.
A one-score game late, and you figure they got to have this one as they'll try an onside kick.
Illegal touching, offense.
This is tough. You're trying to give your guys a chance and time it just right, but you have to hit it hard enough. This time, it doesn't go 10 yards. Not going to work out.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. A run up the middle with Pacheco. The speed on display. He's in. Isaiah Pacheco. Touchdown, KC. Big play out of the running game as the back accelerates all the way to the house for the rushing touchdown.
And Mike, when we talk about burst, that's what we're talking about. And they told us all week, be ready for this guy. He's got something special to him. And that long touchdown there is exactly what they're talking about.
Here's the Chiefs and Mahomes lining up to add on 2 more. They'll run with Pacheco. And he's going to go backwards on that one. They take him down back at the 6-yard line.
I don't love the call. I mean, all week you practice these gotta-have-it plays. Every call sheet, Mike, has 3 or 4 plays that are down here in the goal line that could also be used as 2-point plays. I think to simply turn it around and just hand the ball to your running back, gotta be a little bit more creative. That's a big missed opportunity.
So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. A return now from the 4. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Here's the San Francisco offense, ready to take possession of the ball once more. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. To throw, Purdy. They'll try to set up the screen to McCaffrey. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. The Niners will use the first of their timeouts. The stoppage comes with just over a minute to play in this one. Throwing on 2nd down is Purdy. That's caught by McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 3, but that is good enough for a 1st down. He's going to send it downfield for Ayuk. And that is brought in. And this is going to be a touchdown. Hold everything. They are not done yet. They find the end zone through the air. Greg, that is one of the most popular plays because it works so often.
You're right, Mike. We see it all the time. It's a 4 vertical concept. But the key is you've got to stretch the defense and put pressure on the secondary. That's exactly what they were able to do here. They take advantage, and they go deep for 6.
Moody now for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the 49ers have cut the deficit to 5.
49ers 36.
A 1-score game late, and you figure they got to have this one as they'll